Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Rose, and in today's video, we are talking about shared custody and how it can bring challenges to your relationship or to your new marriage. Now, when I talk about shared custody, you're probably thinking about children. But in today's video, we are not talking about children. We are talking about pets. Now, I know we have previously discussed pets on this channel, but we were mainly focusing on, some pets that you might not be comfortable with. Like if you find your guy, owns an alligator, a snake or something, then maybe you might not be comfortable living in the same house with a snake. But in this case, we are actually talking about shared custody. And this video is inspired by somebody who sent me a message on my Instagram and said, Rose, please create a video about this because people might not know, but this could actually bring challenges into your marriage or to your relationship. So she's talking about a dog, okay, shared custody of a dog, okay, and we'll get into that. But I also want to mention something I saw recently on a video. There's this young lady who posted a video and she was in pain because she had actually lost her dog, and this is a Kenyan lady. She lives in Nairobi. She owned this dog for a long time. They had become best of friends, and then the dog started getting sick, and then she had many visits to the vet and everything, but then unfortunately the dog succumbed to the illness, and this lady was absolutely destroyed. And for me, I went to the comment section because I wanted to see how people would react, to a pet owner who is grieving the loss of her pet. And the thing is, some of the comments I found there were like, are you crying like this because of a dog? We thought it was a relative who had died, and like, how are you reacting like this? The thing is, pet ownership is not a foreign concept because we tend to think that, it's only foreigners who, react like this when they lose their pets. But the thing is, the bond that that is created between the pet and the pet owner, the friendship, the loyalty, this pet has been I think this girl said that she had owned this dog for over 5 years or something, so they have been friends for 5 years. Okay, so this thing about pet ownership and the thing when we think about, well, it's just a dog or it's just a cat or it's just this, that's not what it is. Okay, this lady had shared, precious moments with this dog. They had talked, people tend to talk to their dogs. They go for walks, they play together, they eat together. I actually saw another lady who just, she gives the dog his food, and also she puts her food here. They eat together and they talk. So there is this bond, very strong bond that people have with their pets. Now, going back to the to the reason of this video. So this lady, she met somebody, and on this channel we talk about international dating, intercultural dating. So she met somebody who is obviously from another country, and they had a wonderful relationship that actually transformed into a marriage. So now they are married, and she has moved to this guy's country. I'm not gonna go into so many details, but she said I can just make a video and raise awareness about this. So she moved to that country. The guy is absolutely amazing, nothing wrong with the guy. His family welcomed her so warmly, and everything is going well. But the problem is she had actually learned that this guy was sharing custody of their dog with the ex-wife. When the wife and him broke up, they had a dog, and they were sharing custody of the dog, which means the guy was spending time with the dog, and of course the ex-wife is spending time with the dog. And now the problem here comes because, she feels like this guy is keeping a lot of communication with the ex-wife because of this dog. Okay, the dog needs to go to the vet. The dog is doing this today. The dog, we are going here today. Come and pick up the dog. The dog is not very happy today. Come and talk to the dog. And because she's a Kenyan, I feel like she doesn't understand. She doesn't get the full, the full impact of this relationship, between the dog and the parents, because apparently let's call the dog Simba. Okay, so apparently Simba and the two parents, they actually refer to Simba as their son. Okay, Simba is their son. So, let me go and spend time with Simba, he's my son. And then now the lady is like, why are we, why can't we? Because she told me she had a conversation with the husband, and then she's like, why can't we adopt our own dog? We can even name him Simba also, why don't we adopt our own dog, and then we can leave the other dog to the ex? And then the husband is like, no, why should I do that? Because the Simba is also my son. Well, why should I abandon my son? Why are you asking me to abandon my son? So now she feels like she's kind of like being forced to accept this relationship the husband has with the ex-wife because of the shared custody of Simba. And she feels like it's not that serious, like if it was a child, because they don't have children together. They only have Simba. So she was like, if it was a child, then of course I understand. But a dog, there's all these and, all these plans about Simba and what is going on with Simba, what's going on with in Simba's life. And, oh my God. So now she was asking, she was asking Rose, do you think that I'm being unreasonable? Because I don't feel like these two people should have this constant communication because of Simba. Like, do you think I'm being unreasonable? Because for me, I feel like, he has me now. So I feel like he should just leave Simba to the ex-wife. The wife should just stay with Simba. And then, of course, we are planning to raise our own family and we should have our own dog and then everything is perfect. What do you think? But for me, based on what I saw that lady on TikTok, that video, I saw how devastated she was when she lost her dog. I'm like, it's not as simple as that. Okay, this Simba has been a part of this family. They adopted, according to the lady, they actually adopted Simba when he was just a puppy. So they have raised this dog. And then unfortunately, their marriage, ended up in divorce. But then they still have Simba. So they're still, taking care of Simba. And for me, I feel like this whole thing is not so bad, because as we know, dogs don't live forever. It's not like a cat. Okay, so once the dog reaches like to, I don't know, 14 years or something, because at the moment the dog Simba is about, I think the dog is about 9 years or something. So it's an old dog. So I feel like the situation will just resolve itself. But then she's like, because that's what I told her. I was like, the situation is going to resolve itself. You don't have to worry about that. But then she's like, if that time comes, then there'll be that, that whole grieving process and all that. And then Simba's anniversary and Simba's, I don't know, birthday. And, she just said recently they were celebrating Simba's birthday, and they had this whole big party for Simba. And she couldn't understand, like, how can you have this whole big party for the dog, and then they had their friends, bring the other dogs. And I think sometimes when we marry outside our culture, we marry outside our continent, we marry outside our race, there are things that we have to adjust to. Okay, there are things we have to accept. We have to accept the dog is a member of the family. And this is another thing. I saw a clip where there's this guy who has chickens. Okay, but these chickens are not the way we view chickens at home. Okay, these are chickens, but they are also pets. They're members of the family. And then he has this lady from Uganda. I think you guys might have seen this clip. He has this fiance from Uganda, and then the fiance is like, oh, so when are we going to slaughter the chicken? When are you? And we have talked about this. We have talked about Lily the chicken. You are not allowed to mistreat Lily the chicken or think of Lily the chicken as a stew. So now this lady is like, when are we going to slaughter one of them? And then the guy was like, you gonna slaughter my Beatrice? No, why would you think like that? So when you look at these pets, you shouldn't look at them the way we look at Bosco. The Bosco is just running around and is just a dog. No. This is a member of the family. and he should be treated as such. Okay, Simba is a member of the family. Okay, and he has been there since he was a puppy, and now they are sharing custody of Simba. Therefore, that is something that you have to adjust to, and it's something that you just have to accept. The only problem I find here is if you have an ex who hasn't completely let go, they could use this as a way of, making your life miserable, because they'll just keep calling your husband, oh, Simba is going to the vet, oh, Simba is going to the playground, oh, Simba is doing this, and then it becomes too much. So now it's just a case of looking at this relationship and see if they are completely over each other, or they're just using Simba as means of communication. They want to communicate with each other. That is something you have to look into. But if it's just a case of shared custody of a pet, I think there is nothing you can do. They'll just it's a shared custody of a pet. They are sharing the pet, so your husband has to spend time with Simba and the ex-wife. Simba lives with the ex-wife, but sometimes this husband has to go and pick up Simba, go for a walk, have a talk with Simba, have a good time with Simba. And now our sister here, she's like, every time she sees Simba, she's like, now, oh, this is the cause of my problems, because now, he goes there, he picks up Simba, then he has to drive him back, and then of course he has to talk to the ex. You know how we feel as women. We don't like it so much when somebody keeps interacting with the ex, and especially in this case where they are not interacting because of children, they are interacting because of Simba. Anyway, leave your comments below. I really want to know what you think about it. Do you think pet shared custody is a deal breaker for you? What do you think? And do you think it could create problems? Because as I said, in this case, there is a lot of communication back and forth because of Simba. What do you think? Please share your comments below. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel today. And if you have watched this whole video and you haven't subscribed, come on, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give this video a like if you have liked it. And please share with a friend. If you think there's somebody who might find it interesting, please share it. That goes a long way to supporting my channel. Thank you so much, and I shall see you on my next one. Bye-bye for now.